the world's #1 crypto trading robot. My name is Kyla and I work in growth here at TAFABOT, and I make sure that everything that happens here in the HQ gets communicated to all of our TAFA fans all around the world. Now, I'm excited to show you guys the rest of the team. Let's go.
Hello everyone, I'm Mahindraj and I work in operations here at TAFABOT. I oversee all units and make sure we're always working to give you the best trading experience.
Hello guys, I'm Mr. I work in the growth department at TAFABOT. I make sure that you have the best trading experience. I provide you all the educational resources I give.
Thanks everybody, my name is Remy and I run product strategy and product design here at TAFABOT. What that really means is I'm responsible for bringing out the new features, functions, and overall app experience for you guys as we grow.
Hi, my name is Todo. I'm an engineer at TAFABOT.
Hey guys, my name is Gary. I work on development here at TAFABOT to make sure that you have tap on time on the app.
Hi guys, we're glad to have you at the TAFABOT HQ. I'm Samuel Benedict, CEO at TAFABOT.
And now we'd like to introduce you to Mr. Dogecoin. He fuels all of our tummies and provides us with all of the snacks here at the TAFABOT HQ. Now that you've met the core team here at the TAFABOT HQ, we'd like to invite you to come swing by our office. We'll see you here at Business Bay, Dubai, UAE. Bye!
Hello, Tafans. Welcome once again. Today, we're going to jump right into the charts. If you're joining us for the first time, this is our live trading section. And what we try to do with this section is to give you a trade setup that you can directly use to become profitable on TAFABOT. And also the Zoom charts is always open. You want to send in your feedback, questions, and I do try to answer as much as possible before the end of the session. First, let's jump in to see the trades we did previously and also see what we should expect from the markets. All right, I'm going to be sharing my screen. So yesterday, I did talk about how the market is changing and we are going full short on the market, but the CPI news had to alter that. And I did say that we want to take short-term long on the market to be able to take short-term profit. And then we're going to switch back to the original plan that we did have about the market. So we did the long on Doge. Doge did a 10% pump and completed the strategy period, but we did update, if you're following the group, that you need to update the strategy period for any of the markets to 1, because we did not see the expected movements we were expecting from the CPI news. The market was still very, very weak and could not propel a lot amount of movement. So if you did switch that and you took 1 strategy, 2 strategy, or you completed your strategy, Doge did move for a 10% movement. Then we also had Sol setup also did complete a full setup. For those who moved to strategy 1, we had already completed about 2 to 3 strategy when that was posted. So you did complete up to 3 strategy. For others, you completed the full strategy period. I want to trust that no one is currently on any of the setup for the Sol, for Doge anymore. It should have been completed. If you're still there, you want to cut off that trade by closing that particular position totally to understand what next we're expecting from the markets. And then we had the Lina setup. Now the Lina was one pretty funny setup as usual, and Lina did not propel as much as we expected it to move. So if you're still on those setup for Lina, your Lina should be around -1 or 2%. I would rather say that you call off that trade, and we're going to explain why we need to call off any of those long trade. Of course, the market could still propel a little bit, and we're going to see why that is possible, but we want to stick to the long-term goal of the markets. There are already a lot of questions and feedback. You want to keep sending that in. We're going to try to answer as much as possible before the end of this section. Today, we did send setup for BTC shorts. So if you didn't take those setup, it's right on your screen. You want to put in those setup right away. We also have the setup for Sol, and we have the setup for Lina. That's why you don't want to also be on a Lina long. And we have the setup for MK Arrow. I'm going to take one question about MK Arrow and Lina before we proceed. The user said, "Sir, those of us have MK Arrow and Lina running. And can we take today's trade?" Because he said we should change strategy period to 1. That is amazing. So you're on the short of Lina and MK Arrow. So you don't need to stop your bot if you're already on those shorts. You want to improve your strategy period to the number of strategy that we're going to be giving in this new setup. There are also other feedbacks here. I do love the TAFABOT app. This is amazing. Please, the new TAFABOT app, when are you giving to us? That also we are going to be announcing very, very soon. A lot of persons are excited about the new TAFABOT app, and we're also much more excited as that totally brings up a whole new system and trading system for TAFABOT users. All right, so we're going to jump into the chart and see what we are to expect. So yesterday I did say that the goal for the market is to hit on the shorts. But before taking the shorts, we waited for the CPI data to come in, and it did come in positively, which made us switch to long. And most of the market we choose, like I just explained, Dodge and the rest, did propel to the long side, and we achieved those strategy period. But there's something that's happening behind the market that we need to be aware of. So if we go straight into the chart, right over here, first we want to look at BTC and see what BTC is doing. If you've been following us for the past 2-3 weeks, you're going to remember one of the section where we talked about this zone here, and we particularly cycled this point, and we've not touched this setup since then. So this was the point where we did expect that BTC hit up until, and we're going to face a massive resistance. And I did say that the resistance we're going to face when BTC hits this is not the regular, a tiny bit of retracement. This has the capacity to determine the future of BTC in the next couple months, if we're moving back to 50,000 or we're going to as low as $13,000. So this is one point that you don't want to be stuck in a wrong trade with this kind of BTC movement. So we're already at that point. So BTC is already at that zone. We're already hitting those resistance. BTC has tried doing a forced sell more than 3 times. Of course, bulls are defending that position. So we find several times when BTC did a forced sell into 29,400, bulls picked it up back again. And that has happened continuously. But obviously, the bulls cannot sustain that. Now, if we go to the BTC money flow, as usual, we like to follow the money flow. We see a chunk of money leaving the BTC market, a large chunk of money leaving the BTC market. So at every point of this level of the volume of BTC, over here, we saw declining buy volume, a massive declining buy volume, despite BTC price not reacting. At the same time, we have a massive increase in sell volume on BTC, even though BTC price is not shaking yet. Now, at this point, what we're seeing is a massive volume dry out happening with BTC. Now, although the price is not moving yet, but this is happening very, very gently. So it's happening in a way that you will almost not notice it. That tiny bit of money is just leaving the market gradually and gradually. So BTC soon is going to dry up in its money flow on the buy side. And what we do expect is to see that flash crash that we've been talking about that could take BTC first to the first support around here for $25,400. So that is a massive, more than 20% dump. That is a dump that you don't want to be on any altcoin long on. When that happens, you're going to find most of your altcoin doing way over 50% dump, and that is just BTC retesting a previous support. If it's able to hold that support, then we could find new balance with the BTC. If not, we are going to be retesting the 20,019,800 zone again. And if that does fail, then we could have the capacity for $13,000 again. So my goal right now in the market is to start building short position. As money is leaving BTC, at the same time, we do not see the same thing with altcoin. So in altcoin, we do find money pulling into altcoin. So you're seeing altcoins are not shaking. A lot of them are still going up, like we did make profit from the long yesterday. But a forced sell of BTC is going to trigger massive liquidation on altcoins. So despite altcoin looks healthy, like we've been speaking about it the past week, altcoin looks healthy. We expect an altcoin bull market, but that will not take out the fact of what BTC can do to the whole market. Once again, we are back to the support of USDT money flow that we have been on. Again, we are back to that support. And if we do find support around this point where people start cashing out their profit from the BTC move and a lot of this altcoin move, we are going to be pushing forward again back up to this 8.1 supply zone. Now, when that does happen, a lot of these altcoins are going to be over minus 50%, 100 or so. So despite we do see a lot of improvements in the market going up right now, I do not see a long-term long. So if you're still in a long position or you want to take a long position for any market that is still going, you want to make sure it's a short-term position. Like I did say, we could still see some altcoin pulling off. We're just speaking about that, and so just triggered up above this point. And we could find a lot of this market also. MKR is trying to trigger above the point, Lena, and so many other markets. Now, several things to consider is that we are entering the weekend. A lot of money is going to be closing out of the market by tomorrow. People don't like to keep, a lot of big traders don't like to keep their position open over the weekend because they cannot monitor it. So there could be possible sell-off from tomorrow, because we already start seeing the declining volume, and it doesn't matter how much any market is going up right now, that also could force a forced sell on all of those markets. So my plan, or our plan for the market right now, is to start creating short position. Start creating short position. Now, I do have two options on how to approach that. Number one option is to ready your short position and not trigger them yet. If you're that user that don't like to wait at all and you want to wait until the market starts obviously declining. So what we're seeing is the market is declining in the background, but it's not obvious yet. So when the market starts obviously declining, which we are also going to notice, and we are also going to update you in the group, then you could trigger your shorts to start running. Or for other traders who are risk traders, who are long-term traders that feel, okay, I need more entries into the market, so I'm going to start creating this short position from this point of the price. And if the price does trigger up forward, I'm going to be having more entries in. So it gives you two set of traders depending on what approach you want to take into creating your trade for today. So generally, we want to have all of our short positions in. You want to start it up if you do feel like you're able to handle if the market does a 10% move from here. Now, the question is, why are we not longing if the market has a 10% move from here? What we do check is the ratio between the upward movement and the downward movement. So if we have a 10% move from here and you are stuck in a trade because of a 10% move for a market that has a capacity for a 50% down, it doesn't matter what level of system you're going to use, you're going to be stuck in that trade for a very long time. So the short-term profit you're going to make from a 10% movement is going to keep you in the market for a 50% movement. So I would rather take a 10% movement to acquire more entries for a 50% down than take a 10% movement to take a lot of profits and be stuck in the market for a 50% down. So for all of those, there are several markets that we're going to be shorting. There are several markets that are going to be declining. So we want to start with the most obvious markets like Seoul, BTC being #1 market, MKRO, all of this market are becoming weak in volume, leaner, the worst of them all. You want to start creating those short positions into the markets. There are a lot of questions that are asking, can we start the bot? I believe that's what I've been explaining the past minutes. I hope that is clear on starting the bot or not starting the bot. So I'm going to go through a lot of the questions and feedback. I want to be sure that our strategy as to how we're reacting to the market is clear. If it's not clear, you want to send it into the chat. If it's clear, you want to make me know that it is very, very clear. As I say, I changed my linear strategy with current linear setup today and adjust to short. I hope it's okay. Yes, that is very, very important. For those who are already in the linear short, MKRO short, increase your strategy back to 5. Now, this is something interesting that you need to note. Depending on how the market starts reacting and when it starts reacting, we are going to go to maybe an unlimited strategy period. So right now, the strategy period are just 5. So we're taking 5 trades. But if the market does trigger as we expect it to do, we could go as far as 50 strategy period, because we're just going to keep shorting the market, keep taking profits till we find Bitcoin around the next support zone. So you could be seeing us update up to 50 strategy period. I'll tell you to restart your bot if the bot has exhausted the strategy period. Okay, another is I've changed my linear strategy to 1. Do I set it back to 5? If you are on a short, 5. If you are on a long, please note the difference between short and long. If you are on a long, that's fine. You want to put it to 1 or you want to call up the trade. If you are on a short, you want to increase it to 5. For the user, please, what can I do still on linear, MKRO, BNB? I believe I've cleared what you need to do. If you are on a short, you already know what to do. You already know you are on the right side of the market. If you're on the long, of course, the market could move one more time, which is why we said have one strategy or totally call off the trade and wait. We still have a lot of users saying, do I start trade? I've explained those 2 risk appetite. I believe that is clear, depending on which of the kind of user or trader you feel you are. You want to understand which of the 2 systems you are to take. Another is I'm stuck with band shorts. It doesn't matter which of the market shorts you are on. Once the market starts playing, like we've talked about, everything is going to be a short. It doesn't matter if you're on band or any of the setup we gave, everything is going to be a short. You're on BNB, everything is going to be a short. Okay, Eliza said, please, can you start adding short notes under the signal if we should start the bot or not? I started my bot immediately. Always the normal disposition has always been, don't start the bot until you do hear what are the rationale for any of the trades we are taking. So if you're on any of the shorts, MKRO, any of the shorts, everything I just explained applies to you on the short. If you are also on the long, like I did say, you shouldn't be on any long position right now, except you're still on linear, which I did say you want to set to 1 strategy or totally call off that trade. Okay, I already have users saying I've taken the trade already. Linear and MKRO has already started giving 1 profit already. So that is it, guys. To be clear again, I did explain about 2 disposition as to how we're going to take our trade. Number 1 disposition are users who understand that we still have a possibility of a 5–10% upward movement from here, which could happen today, which could happen tomorrow before we start seeing the decline. And those users say, okay, I want to start my trade now. And if it does happen, I'm going to have more entries in and make more profit. And then the other disposition of users who are going to say, I want to wait till the market starts actually declining, which we are also going to update, and then before I'm going to be starting my bot. I hope those two dispositions are clear. For I personally, I'm always the risk taker. I'm always the person who wants more position into the market. So always I'm starting my bot immediately. If the market propels upward 5%, I'm going to have more entries in and making profit. If you've started your bot already, your SOL should be on profit, your MKRO also should be on profit, your Lina should be on profit, and your BTC already. So the profits are happening right now, but like I did say, we could expect the market to have a 5–10% upward movement, and then we'll go back to further decline. Okay, another is that my Dodge has just done one strategy. Can I close the trade or leave it? Like I did explain, if you did miss what I said before, this video is going to be online 30 minutes from now. You want to watch it over again and understand what are the rationales to the trade. If you are on the long, which you shouldn't be in the long at all, because Dodge has completed 10% movement, means you're running more strategy than the recommended strategy. You shouldn't be in any of the long. So if you're still there, you want to close that trade because that trade is completed. The trade we gave are for short positions today. All right, I believe that is clear from a lot of the users. And once again, I want to iterate about the new TAFABOT app, on how you will not be required to have to put in the settings or follow these meetings anymore. If you have an affiliate leader that got you into TAFABOT, or you belong to any of the TAFA communities, you're going to have those community leaders have their mirrors, and you just plug and play from their mirror. You don't need to put the setting. Once they take those setup, your account is going to be in sync to also take the setup. So you also want to work with your leaders at this point. If you do own a community and you're not yet into the mirror fair, you want to reach out to bdd@tafabot.com to get signed up into the mirror system. As you take this trade, every other user that is following your account automatically is going to have the same setup automatically placed into their accounts to be able to follow the trade. For user Henry asking, why is the startup bot not taking profit? I believe that also has been sorted out, and except your setup is quite different from others, or you have an error log or something else, you should be taking profits the same as every other user. So if you said your Dodge is not taking profit after a 10% movement, then something is possibly wrong with your setup and not about your license. All right, TAFans, before we call it today, just to be sure that it is absolutely clear on how we are approaching the trade, I want to hear the feedback in the comment sections, or if you do have a question as to clarity, you want to send that in before we do call this off for today. Again, another user asking about the starter pack. Like I did explain, if, for example, you said you took a Dodge trade and the trade has not closed after a 10% movement, that becomes impossible. It's something about your setup. So you want to check your setup. If you're copying a trader, you want to reach out to who you're copying. Whatever setup he's doing is also affecting your account, and that's why you don't have the trade. Yes, for other users, like a user is asking that I haven't started yet, I want to wait for the dump. I hope we get notified. Yes, we are also going to alert for those who have not started that the dump has started and you want to start up your bot. Like I did say, we're already in a slow dump, but you would not notice it. So you still find a lot of altcoins that are going to try to pull 5–10%, but very, very soon it's going to be very obvious to everyone. And all those of us who are already on the trade are going to be excited that we took it early. Again, another user, when are we having the new TAFABOT app? We can't wait. Thank you, Tafa. Yes, that is coming as soon as possible. Sooner than you know or than you think. We're going to be announcing that shortly on the particular dates that the app will be distributed to everyone. Another is I have ANKR waiting to take one trade and close. Should I short it? Absolutely, just like I talked about. If you do want to wait to say that the market should move one trade more, that is fine. If you want to take the shorts also, which is the long-term movement, then that is better. I would rather prefer to be in the long-term movement than in the short-term movement. We've played the short-term movement yesterday, took the trade from Seoul, from Dodge and the rest. Right now, we want to move to the long-term movement, which is more secure trade to have. If I did miss your question or the feedback in the Zoom chat, you want to send it into the Telegram chat, and you're going to have a lot of TAFABOT team and leaders answer to those questions. All right, friends, we're going to call it a day today. Let's go kill the market again, and we're going to keep updating as the market goes.